And now's the time when things are shifting. There's gonna be a new world order out there. And we've got to lead it.
True international depression.
You are fake news.
I'm already out of beer.
I am not suicidal.
We'll circle back with you directly. If I can circle back, I'll circle back with you.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Hello and welcome to the latest and greatest episode of the Jeffrey and Brian Show. I am Jeffrey.
I'm Brian.
And we're just two guys drinking some beers, talking what's going on. We got the repeat offender with us once again. He is hoping he's got a good connection tonight or tomorrow morning over there.
G'day, lads. I'll do my best.
All right. Well, it's not like you're controlling your signal. You know what I mean? All right. Well, we all know what we're going to be talking about today, but we do have a routine we've been following for a while. First, was it Mark Kelly, Brian?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mark Kelly.
He's a senator now. He's going to be losing his pension from the service, right?
No, they're trying to demote him to from an 06 to an 05.
Right.
He's getting a pay cut.
A pay cut. So what? He was Navy?
Yes.
So okay. That retirement paycheck of a commander is still significant, isn't it?
Yeah.
Versus a captain.
Yeah. But if you're used to getting 06 pay and as a retiree going to 05 pay, that's a big difference.
Sure, but it just seems crazy to me that these guys keep getting paid like that. But yeah, when you said this to me, I sent right back like he was the only one, because he wasn't the only one involved in that whole don't follow orders thing, right?
No. But he's the highest ranking person.
I can understand that, actually, if the ship does something that the president said don't do, the whole ship doesn't get disciplined. The commander does, right? The CO. I suppose that makes sense, but this guy wasn't their CO, but military does operate a little bit different. There we go, Brian. You shared this one. What's up with PBS and NPR and all these public broadcasting companies?
Well, the organization that funneled the money to NPR and PBS has voted themselves out of existence thanks to President Trump.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't really understand what they were doing. They basically were funneling money from wherever to the different channels and organizations. It seems like that it was pretty redundant to begin with. This thing had been in existence since the 60s. So,
They were caught out by Doge, weren't they?
Well, on some stuff. But I mean, that's because we were given money to put Sesame Street on in Iran, and preach tolerance of the rainbow community in like Pakistan.
Never gonna happen.
It's not happening. All that happened is this beautiful plot of green grass and trees in the middle of the fucking desert.
Yeah, the organization started in 1967, and they were a private agency that steered federal funding to PBS and NPR.
All right. And they voted themselves out of existence because they got busted, I guess, and they weren't going to keep getting paid money to steal it.
No, exactly.
All right. This next one, Brian, I know the name. Why do I know the name Alan Jackson? Was he someone else's attorney or something?
Probably. But he's one of those big wig attorneys that if you have lots of money, you can hire. So he was on the Rob Ryder murder case for, I think the kid's name is Nick.
Yeah, the kid.
He withdrew from the case. And so now he quit, and Nick now has a public defender.
He must have either had some serious issues with his client or have no ethics.
or
quit.
the people that originally said they were going to pay for him said, maybe we shouldn't pay for this guy. So then he quit
No
because of
funding
that.
is good point. No funding. You're not paying me. I'm not going to work for free, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but this guy's name, I swear I know Alan Jackson. Was he involved in like the OJ case or Derek Chauvin or something? I know that name. And it might just be because it's a common name. I don't know. Alan and Jackson are pretty common names in Western nations,
Country singer.
Yeah, it's exactly what it sounds like. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Maybe it is some country star, singing about his shit kickers and his pickup truck, and his dog got run over and his wife left him.
He spilled his last bottle of whiskey.
Yeah. So Crockett, Jasmine. Okay, you don't get a lot of Jasmines in the United States, but Crockett, I would imagine there's got to be a handful of Crockett's around, right?
Yeah, she's probably a direct descendant of Davy Crockett.
That would be, if she was, she should tell people that, but she wouldn't because she doesn't want to be associated with the westward movement of the white man.
That'll blow all the reparations.
Exactly. You already got your 40 acres, bitch. Anyway, Brian's got a video. Look at that.
Yep. Let's see if it works.
Takes a minute to load because you're in a dark room next door from your computer router.
Obviously, Trump is still doing his bidding with these state houses and state senates and governors' mansions to try to rig the system. Kudos to Indiana for saying, kudos to California for saying we're going to fight back. Definitely kudos to the Trump justice who wrote the 160-page opinion denouncing what took place in Texas. And fuck you to the Supreme Court for what they did.
If they're gonna say this, then why did they go and do it themselves immediately before the court system got done with their decisions?
Right.
And yeah, she's talking about the redistricting in Texas in particular.
Right.
Again, Massachusetts is 40% Republican, but they don't have a single Republican representative in federal government. So, like, if you want to talk about gerrymandering, have you seen the map of Illinois?
There is no Republican representation.
Well, Illinois, they're in these tiny little small pockets spread out because the way they drew their district maps, you know what I mean? They look like someone splattered paint on the wall.
Yeah.
So is California.
No gerrymandering there.
And that's why I brought up Massachusetts first, because not only have they successfully completely finished their gerrymandering, but they named the gerrymandering process after one of their elected officials, Jerry Mander. Crazy stuff. Oh, okay. Not sure who shared this, but Ava Schloss, I guess she was the stepsister of Anne Frank, has died.
I shared it.
Any reason in particular you found this pertinent, or just that the name Anne Frank showed up?
Name Anne Frank showed up.
Okay. Because this girl was only 96. This woman was only 96. And I say only. But as a World War II survivor, she was very young if she was involved in the Holocaust. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because Anne Frank was a teenager writing her diary, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, she apparently dedicated her life to spreading the good word, which I'm sure didn't end well for her as of late with what just happened with Israel getting attacked and then blamed for retaliating,
Mm-hmm.
Just like Amy Schumer found out. As soon as she went away from the mainstream, she was cast out instantly and doesn't understand what happened. And it's like, lady, you did the same thing to everyone else.
Yeah.
And now you understand why everyone else is like, what the hell's the matter with you? Oh, this is a good one. I think Guapo shared this. Lancaster County. Is it Lancaster County or yeah?
Yeah, in Pennsylvania, I believe.
Yeah, but it said something about Maryland County too, so I don't know what was going on, but they found like hundreds of skeletons in this dude's house.
Hmm.
Yeah, like in his basement, and turns
Gives new
out this guy.
meaning to skeleton in your closet.
Yeah, well, apparently this guy's some kind of ghoul. Like he's going out and grave robbing. It's he's not the killer, but he's desecrating remains. I'm not sure what the penalty for that is, but I am certain it's not a slap on the wrist and a fine.
No.
Brian, tell me about this plaque in D.C.
The missing plaque?
Yes.
Apparently, the Dems created this plaque and hung it on the wall in the Capitol building in honor of law enforcement for January 6th. But now that Trump's in office, nobody can figure out where the plaque is actually at.
It just, did you see what they did did you see that they had a candlelight vigil?
Yeah.
For the victims. It was like the only person who died that day was one of the protesters.
Right. I'm sure that wasn't what the candlelight vigil was for.
Yeah, shot through by a cop through a window that was too narrow for a human being to fit through. Which we'll be getting to it soon, but this whole ICE scandal, people are comparing this to actually bad, but like, oh, it was okay, yada yada. This whole thing, like looking through a window is not the same thing as driving an SUV. Mm-hmm. Oh, I skipped this one here. Forgot, I didn't realize it. Did we talk about JD Vance's house being attacked last week, or was it?
No, I don't
since
think we did.
All right, yeah, no one seemed to give a shit, but this person freaking went up to the Vance's house, Paul Pelosi style, freaking like a hammer.
Is this his civilian house or on the observatory?
His house in
Ohio.
Yeah, I was gonna say Middle America somewhere. Ohio's not even that far from me. In Ohio, the guy, this person's a transgender daughter of wealthy Democrat donators. Have you noticed how this transgender thing keeps appearing in the news as perpetrators over and over again when it's what, less than 0.3% of the population?
Yeah, I have noticed that.
I was 0.3% of the population in 50% of the news I'm reading these days.
Because your filters are pushing that kind of news to you,
This JD Vance's house getting attacked. This isn't just me getting this news. And this person showed up with a hammer like it was Paul Pelosi. But you know what? JD Vance doesn't open the door in the middle of the night butt naked when there's someone on the other side of the door with a hammer. Mm-hmm. So, oh my goodness. This is interesting. This took a little while to get out, Brian, but there was, I guess, some car trouble in Chesapeake.
Yeah, on the Chesapeake Expressway. Somebody was driving the wrong way on the road and hit 4 cars.
That was on New Year's Day or New Year's Eve?
New Year's Eve.
Yeah, so they were obviously drunk, right?
Well,
I expected to see more. I expected to see more of these stories right after the new year happened,
And the state senator was one of the people that saw the driver and almost got nearly hit.
Oh,
no one was killed or seriously injured, which is amazing. And then he basically ended up, he did refuse to submit a breathalyzer test, but he's still facing
immediately.
Oh yeah, because whenever you fail the breathalyzer, whenever you refuse it, you're automatically going to say. And he said he did consume more than 2 alcoholic beverages. So, and
if you're gonna refuse to take the blowing a tube test, keep your mouth shut. Period. Like, if you're gonna go that far, if you're gonna go, I'm gonna sit in jail tonight. At least keep your mouth shut and not give yourself up for anything else, right?
And they say the state police found his truck stopped on Battlefield Boulevard exit with him sitting in the passenger seat when they arrived. So I guess he was trying to convince them that he wasn't driving the truck and the driver got out and ran or something.
I mean, I could have seen it working, but you would have gotten more trouble when they found out it was registered to you and there's no one else. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
And you guys are getting ready to get cannabis in retail shops over there too, aren't you?
Well, yeah, because we now have a Democrat legislature and a Democrat governor coming in. Well, she's
That's
in
one thing I
office
will say
now.
for the one thing I'll say for the Democrats. Granted, they push it too hard, but they're saying that basically weed's no worse than beer. You know, like don't get me wrong, don't get stoned and drive, but typically speaking, the drunk driver is going to hit a pole after they blow through a stop sign. Your stone driver is more likely to stop 15 feet in front of the stop sign than creep up to it. You know?
Well, somebody did a survey in Virginia last year, and about 70% of Virginians have driven high one or more times in the last month.
They are in the last month, so it's way more than that have done it, period, right?
Right, yeah. And the cops really don't have a great way of testing for that yet. They're teaching the officers how to be on the lookout more for it, and they're putting out ads all over the place about being stoned and driving compared to alcohol and driving. You know, they're
Yeah.
still saying it's impaired driving and it's bad.
It's
So
OUI, DUI, right?
I don't think
Driving
it'll
under
be.
the
Yeah,
driving
it could
under
be
the
driving under the
influence.
influence. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you look at it really around the world, guys. There's a lot of countries that have legalized drugs and that, and the crime rates have dropped. They decreased like massively. It's just one of those things, you know. Like I just think like if people want
What
to take drugs,
drugs are
they're
you
going to take
talking
drugs,
about, though?
mate. Well, you look like in Netherlands and places like that.
Yeah, it's
Well,
like
the
that's like
Netherlands are
pot and
actually.
mushrooms.
Yeah, but they're actually changing their rules too. They got rid of most of the cafes where the foreigners could go
Yep.
over there
Be-
and get
Yeah,
high.
but it's
It
what it
was
is for
you
You
locals.
have
But
to
what?
be a resident of the country now to do it.
Yeah,
well, that's
well, that's
exactly
right.
because you had tourists coming in causing shit.
Yeah, yeah. But what I mean to say is like places around the world. There's some places in those areas up there in northern part of the world, over in
Yeah.
mate, they've allowed drugs and that for the people like their own country people. But crime has dropped dramatically.
No, I get it, but you ruin more lives that way, which causes the taxpayer more to help those people. Because if like California, for example, has places where you can shoot up heroin and you're safe from the police and everything else, and they have medical staff on site. Okay, how much are we paying to rent this building out? How much are we paying for medical staff to be there to make sure you don't OD and have Narcan on hand? You know what I mean?
100%. Look, I get it, but I can see good effects to it. How many people aren't going to have their houses broken into or the car stolen? You know?
Heroin addict will still break into your house to steal something to sell to buy heroin.
Yeah, that's if they can't get it properly. You know, like if they had it
Well,
where
no.
it's registered.
Even if you can buy it legally, most typically speaking, your heroin addicts aren't super successful. Typically speaking, unless they're artists. So
Oh, look, I get.
they're breaking into the trailer park, stealing the family silverware to buy
Right.
heroin from the market where they're allowed to buy it.
I get that nothing's going to be perfect, but it's you got to look for solutions. You got to look for solutions to go and
Oh,
even if it
that's why I'm
three
cool.
stops houses.
That's why I'm cool with anything natural being legal to the point of even opium.
Yep.
But the issue with
Oh,
opium is that you take opium and you make morphine, and then you could do a street version of morphine that's even cheaper, which is heroin. You know?
well, everything gets derived, mate. Once they take away something, there's something else that comes out in its place.
Yeah, there's always going to be something else. Like Virginia, remember that spice thing that went down, Brian? It was
Oh
global.
yeah,
Yeah, people eating people's faces.
Yeah, and that was
Jeez,
a natural herb.
yeah, that was a whole bunch of stuff mixed together. That stuff, what it did to people was terrifying. Terrifying watching that stuff. But again, yeah, if you're going to be a junkie, you're going to be a junkie. But if it's more difficult for you to get your hands on that first taste of heroin, you're not going to be hooked on it. Just like if, don't get me wrong, I say we should be allowed to sell cigarettes. But if you never had a cigarette, you wouldn't be hooked on them. You know what I mean?
Right.
So this is where my libertarian ideals and are on one shoulder, and a Republican is sitting on the other shoulder yelling at me. He's like, "No," you know. But yeah, people are gonna make bad choices. There's nothing you can do about it. The best you can do is help people avoid them. But you know, you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make it drink.
That's
You know,
right.
no matter how much you want to get someone clean, if they don't want to do it themselves, it's not gonna happen.
That's exactly right, mate.
Wow. We had a guy right here in the nearest community to me that like the nearest actual community. Just had a guy get arrested for beating a 7-year-old.
Ooh.
Story tells me that he was at the neighbor's says house, but the area is trailer parks. There's a handful of houses, don't get me wrong, but it's a lot of trailers. Even though they're a city, it's very little. Kid was arguing with his dad, and the dad said something to him, whatever, and the kid punched him in the nuts. So the dad pummeled him in his buddy's home. And the guy was like, "You need to get out of my house now," and then called the cops. And all I can think was this guy had to be drinking because he should have shut his mouth. But I'm glad he's been arrested. He's going to go to jail. But he said, "Well, I only hit the kid once out of anger. Then after that, we were just wrestling." And I was like, "No, trust me. You hit that 7-year-old. I don't care if it was once. You hit that kid once. He's not okay." Yeah. And there's pictures of the bruises and everything. And it's like, dude, crazy thing is, like, yeah, it's a city, but there's only like 700 people that live in that immediate area. And then it sprawls out further. Everyone knows who you are. You know?
Yeah.
And we have new low prices in gasoline, lowest since the COVID pandemic. On average, it is $2.74 a gallon, which it was recently cheaper than that. And I have a sneaking suspicion the price of oil is going to drop very quickly, precipitously even. We'll get to that though. All right. Dead woman in Minneapolis. Someone go.
Yeah.
Let's hear what the Aussie has heard.
Well, mate, look, it's a shame that anyone dies, but you want to fuck around, you're going to find out. Yep. I think there's more to it. I think the natural reaction from the left was to say, you killed one of ours. And with ICE and that, I think they were looking for another sort of another reason to riot.
Yeah, it's funny. I've heard people
they're
say
always
that.
Looking for a reason to riot.
They're always saying George Floyd. And I'm like, first of all, one, that riot did not start with George Floyd. It started with Ahmaud Arbery. No one seems to remember that. And two, the left doesn't riot in inclement weather or the cold. They barely protest in inclement weather or cold. I don't know if anyone has noticed that either. It's always in the summer when doing this stuff when it's nice and warm out.
And not over white liberal women either.
Well, that's what gets me. It's this rich or upper middle class white woman drove from out of state to interfere with ICE. And people were saying, "No, what makes you think she was going to go interfere with ICE?" She put it in her freaking social media that she was going there to get in the way of ICE.
Yeah.
And she did exactly that, which, by the way, is a felony. Interfering with federal law enforcement. She went there because her quote wife suggested it to her. And I say quote wife because they never got married. We keep hearing it's the wife, but they live together partners. It's like 1980s roommate kind of thing. You know what I mean? But yeah,
well, they did live together.
Yeah, but then that woman, after the fact, has come out and saying this is all my fault for talking her into doing this stuff. And I'm like, okay, so everyone who was involved in orchestrating this illegal action of interfering with ICE should now be arrested for felony murder because you were committing a felony and someone lost their life in the commission of that felony.
Well, also, she actually graduated from ODU in Norfolk. So she has a local tie to Virginia.
And Missouri, because she drove from Missouri.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing a lot like she was trying to turn right. If you watch the proper videos, like the actual videos, because New York Times shared the right video, but they also played it on 3x. So, you couldn't see the details. Yeah.
Right.
Play that same one at 1/3 speed. Not only will you see the tires were pointed left when she hit the throttle, and you know this because her tires started spinning on the ice. Had there not been ice, she would have been propelled forward.
I've seen Facebook posts where people are like, well, if you think the shooting was justified, defriend me. I don't need to be friends with you on Facebook type deal.
Well, that's the thing. It's like you're about to get run over by a car. You're just going to stand there and go, oh, sucks to be me. You know?
No.
And they
If an
say, like,
officer,
oh, go ahead.
no, you're right, mate. No, you're right. No, sorry.
Yeah, they were screaming, get out of the car, get out of the vehicle. And then
And
she
she
slams the
refused.
throttle. And check this out, too. The cop standing in front of the SUV couldn't see which way the tires were pointing. He just heard the engine rev and the tires spinning.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I would have fired too. And the best part, my favorite part is she was turning right. It's like, well, yes, you can see that only happened after the first shot was fired through the front of the windshield. They said she was shot in the head. So did she slump down dead and on the steering wheel?
No.
Is that what made the car turn right?
Oh, that's where you're going here. Yeah. I just think that we should stop pointing fingers until the actual investigation is completely done.
How do you get in the middle of a freaking scene where ICE is taking control of something? How do you get that far into the middle of something like this? If at some point you would just hit the brakes and put your hands up and wait, wouldn't you?
Yeah, definitely.
That's the thing is these rich white women. Oh, it won't happen to me. It won't happen to me. I'm white. They won't do it to me. Fuck you. All that you got to do is make
anybody
that officer think he was
anybody that
hurt.
does not listen to law enforcement is going to get the same kind of treatment. They're not that racist, contrary to popular belief.
What would happen if, a normal situation in the streets in like LA, wherever you want, any city in America, if coppers pull you over, they got guns ready to go, and they tell you get out of the car and you drive it, and what would they do?
Shoot.
Well, it depends. If you're just trying to get away, they're not going to fire unless they think you're an immediate threat.
Well, you're on ice. She reverses back, then she goes forward.
Yep. Oh, her vehicle immediately became a deadly weapon as soon as it started lurching. You can see his feet sliding backwards in that video as he was being pushed by the fender.
Did you see the police body cam video? Have you seen the police body cam video?
I did. And you know what? The body cam video made it look a lot worse from that angle than it did from any other angle. It looked like he got dumped and rolled around on the ground.
You could hear the thud of him getting hit before the shot was fired.
Yeah. And that's the thing, too. It's like, oh, he should have stopped up to one shot. It's like, this guy's been training for years. The 3 rounds came out at once. It was under a half a second. Like, that's just training. Boom, 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 right?
Mm-hmm. But did you also know that same officer that shot it was also dragged in a car previously before that?
Yeah, like 4 months ago. But that should not be used as any kind of evidence to defend this officer.
No, what I'm saying in that regards, mate, he came back onto the job and put his life back on the line. He knows what's going to happen. So I
love the argument.
Been heard coming better.
I love the argument. Like, what was he doing in front of the vehicle? I was like, he was trying to get the vehicle to stop because they were trying to get her out of the car.
Yeah.
You know?
And another officer was given directions to get out of the car.
Well, how do you put a bullet through the front of the windshield from beside the car?
Can't. He was right in front.
Yeah, directly in front of her. And the shot looked like it would have nailed the driver. I mean, again, unfortunate for her. And I don't think she was necessarily trying to kill this guy. I think she panicked and tried to get the F out of there and didn't care if she ran this guy over.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting what a partner was saying. Did you hear what the partner was saying in that other video?
Oh, she took all the blame.
Yeah, she was instigating it.
That's what I say. She should get arrested, charged for felony murder.
Yeah,
she helped orchestrate a felony in which someone lost their life during the commission of. That is felony murder. Even conspiracy is participating in the felony.
Oh, 100%. Look, I stand with J.D. Vance and that and bloody Christy Nane when they come out and said that there's no way this officer, he'll have our full protection.
I will say, Trump should have watched the fucking video before he ran his mouth. He said the guy got run over. No, he didn't. No,
Trump's got a problem. Trump does this all the time. I mean, Trump's got a lot of good things going for him, but he tends to speak before thinking.
Jump the gun, so to speak.
Very, very hyperbolic. But yeah, that guy definitely didn't get run over, but he was struck by the vehicle.
Yeah.
And just a heads up to everyone out there. Once someone has decided it is time to use deadly force, you do not go back from deadly force until the threat is eliminated.
100%.
Because if you can show that after one round, I didn't need to fire again in under a quarter second, then you probably didn't need to fire that first round is typically what we're trained in training. It's like if one round's good enough, then you're thinking faster than everyone else, and you should have been able to come to a better decision in certain cases. You know what I mean? That's why every time you take a self-defense course for firearms, they tell you empty your magazine. You were so fear for your life that you emptied your weapon and kept pulling the trigger.
Yeah.
After it goes click, click, click.
Can I ask you guys something? You're both trained in arms, right? Firearms.
Yep.
Right? Now, people are saying, why do you take that shot on the tire? From that distance,
that's not what deadly. You don't shoot. It's just like you always shoot center mass. You don't shoot for tire. That's not the training.
And okay, so anyone go up to any car you have, even one of the Mini Coopers. Go out there and put your hand on the center of the hood of your car, and now tell me if you can see the fucking tires of that car.
Yep.
So right there, the cop didn't know which way the tires were pointing. He just heard the engine rev and the tire skid. He couldn't have shot the. Even if you shoot the tire out, so what?
It's not going to stop the car from moving.
That just makes you lose control, which is even more dangerous.
Right.
And when you these guys like, why didn't you shoot the gun out of their hands? It's not a fucking video game, dude. You know.
And with the other officers around, would you think that a bullet might ricochet off an angle at that angle off a tire?
Or again, you wouldn't even be able to hit the tire, so you probably end up going at a goofy angle on the asphalt where it probably would ricochet or at least fragment and probably hit bystanders. All those people screaming, "What the?" With their cameras would have been hit with the pieces of the bullet.
Mm-hmm.
So he's taking the shot, guys. You guys have been trained firearm operators.
Yeah.
Always fire center of mass.
Fire mass, right? So she was center of mass, wasn't she? Sitting in the chair.
Well, center of mass of the threat. She's the threat controlling the vehicle. And the only real shot he has from in front is 3/4 of the way of the chest and up. You know what I mean? It's not even like you hit him in the gut.
That's his only target from standing where he was.
Yeah. Which is funny. I actually recently watched a video from Colin Noir. You guys familiar with him at all?
No.
He's a big gun guy, not a gun advocate, even though he is, but he talks about the new stuff coming out, yada, yada. But the guy's an excellent shot. I saw a video of him using a handgun to pick off a target at 200 yards, which is very impressive. But it's funny. He had this video where he was playing all the characters at this table debating. And one was the hunter, one's a gun collector, one's a competition shooter, and one was a end of days gun owner, and they were all arguing with each other. It was hilarious. But he did make a good point. He did make a good point about the person who was defending their house with their guns versus the hunter at the range. Because the guy who was just learning how to shoot, and especially handguns, you'll go through 500 rounds. And they look at the hunter who will spend 15 minutes setting their rifle up, cleaning it, organizing it, take one shot, investigate what happened, spend 15 minutes adjusting everything, cleaning it again, and take another shot. And the reason is because you, with the handgun, you're firing center of body mass. So you can adjust on the fly. This hunter, yeah, he goes, and you're trying to hit something at 25 feet. This hunter's trying to hit something at 150 yards, the size of your fist. He's like, and you only get one shot. He's like, yeah, and if you don't kill the animal with that first shot, you've wounded it, and now it's suffering, and it might get away, and you don't get to eat tonight, you know? But it was very interesting hearing all the different arguments of people that own firearms and why they own them. Anyway, which is funny because I sighted my rifle, the rifles, and I do all that fun stuff, but I also take the handgun and go, all right, let's set the target out at 75 feet today and see how I do with, 2 mags. Anyway, back on fact here. This is a fun one. There was a fact check done about Michael Bird pocketing $190 million, from a Maryland HHS fund. The Gateway Pundit corrected this, saying it didn't go into his pocket. You kidding me? And then they're explaining all the different companies that got separated into.
Right.
You know what I mean? That this guy owned all of them. And it's like, oh, come on.
Well, went in his pocket then.
Oh, you want to hear what's more fun about this guy, Michael Bird?
Sure.
He's the guy who shot Ashley Babbitt.
Ugh.
Oh, No way.
Yep. And he,
So
didn't
he retired from the
pocket, but
Capitol
stole.
Police.
Probably claimed that it was too traumatic after killing somebody, and he was never charged at all, right? Like there was an
No,
investigation, but no charges.
they called it a justified shooting. You
And
know
again, she was on,
how? Yeah.
she was on the other side of a wall, and the window was one of those ones you'd see next to the door in a high school.
Yep.
You know the ones I'm talking about. It's like 8 inches wide. No one's
Yeah.
fitting through that window.
No.
So what do you retire, move to San Francisco and get reparations?
Actually, did we talk about that last
We
week?
talked about it last week. Yeah, we did.
Okay, I was like, I swear I just read something about this.
Yeah, we definitely talked about the reparations that look good on paper but will never happen because it's got to be donations from people that pay for the reparations. It's not coming
Yeah.
from state funding.
None of it's coming from taxpayers. So it has to be donations, and it's like
Nobody's gonna
everyone
donate that kind
talks
of
a big game about it, but no one wants to reach into their pocket and pay for it. Now, here's the
Nothing's
crazy
stopping
thing.
people from paying extra for federal income taxes and state income taxes, but they're not doing that either. So,
Which I'm laughing. Have you seen this movement of right wing people now saying they're not going to pay their taxes this year?
no.
I'm laughing my ass off. I'm like, 90% of you guys are W-2 workers. Like, go to a job and get paid by your boss. At least 90% of them. I was like,
so you get a refund.
You're getting a refund. If you don't file your taxes, you paid extra tax. You've already paid your taxes. Make sure you file.
I'm getting some of the best laughs from US mayors at the moment.
Well, I mean, just like when I sold a bunch of silver. I know I talk about it here, but if I get audited, the federal government's not going to go check my freaking.
They're not listening to the podcast.
I doubt they're listening. They might be, but I'll just lie. I'll just say I was lying on the show. But I sold a bunch of silver. That is something I would have to claim on my taxes. All right. Oh, and Hope Walls has come out concerning her father Timmy there, Tampon Tim, saying he's not running
to
for
drop out of the re-election for governor to make it better for another Democrat to take his place instead of a Republican.
Well, it's funny because
polling must have been super bad for him to do that.
He was forced out by the party. I bet you the Democrats told him not to run again.
This is a theme here. President Biden.
Yep.
But yeah, you got the tap on the shoulder. Don't worry about that.
But Hope Walls here, the daughter, said that there's too much truth to the fraud allegations, which is he's claiming he got dropped out because they're being accused of all this stuff, and he can't fight off these fake attacks and deal with his family. Meanwhile, his family's like, no, we all know this is happening.
I mean, the facts are pretty crazy. I don't think that there's.
That's what gets me is local news in Minnesota has been covering this for 10 years. And now all of a sudden, like some random dude, Nick Shirley, shows up there and is like, hey, look at it. They've been talking about it for years. They're right. And everyone's all upset. And by the way, that Leering Center that kept getting busted year after year has closed its doors now. They're no longer in business.
Oh, no.
They got their money in ran.
Yeah, some Steve Miller shit right there, right? Take the
parents
money and
won't be able to leave their kids till 10 p.m. now.
Yeah, well, they were billing till like 11 p.m. Yeah, exactly.
But there are never any kids there.
Well, that's why, you darken out the windows too. So, like, you can't even look in and see the place is empty. Even after I was like, nope, there's no one filing paperwork. Like, no, we were all still working. I can't believe 11.
That the state wasn't like doing random inspections of all these places where money was going.
They were. There were dozens and dozens of violations over the last decade, and nothing happened. They would show up again, 6 months later and cite him for the same stuff. And every time they showed up, like, oh, the kids aren't here today. And then after the shit went after the shit went public with Nick Shirley, all of a sudden you had a bunch of people showing up like, oh, I just dropped my kid off. And like, meanwhile, the person across the street filming is like, no kid came out of that vehicle. I hope everyone notices that.
Yeah. What about that number went straight to Tim Walters' office? They rung that number.
That was the Leering Center. The phone number to the Leering Center was Tim Walz's office, the governor's office.
It's insane how corrupt it was.
And yeah, like I said, they've been covering it for a decade, and like it hasn't fucking mattered, you know.
Did you see what they did as well too? They advertised for child actors. Child actors get paid $1,500 a day.
Oh, so $1,500 a day? That's more than. Why don't you actually take care of children? Instead of paying them, get paid by them.
It was actually fact-checked. It was actually fact-checked. It's a true ad that they put in the. It was not Craigslist. It might have been Craigslist or something like.
Yeah, and the reason why people commit crime for the most part is because they're not bright enough to make money without doing it.
And they think they're going to get away with it.
Yeah, but a smaller scale.
These people got away with it for how many years before Trump shut off the funding?
Yeah, but you could have opened a legitimate daycare and collected these federal funds legally.
Yeah, easily.
Like it could have been all above board. Just like I was saying before,
that's
go
too much
find
work.
yourself a local band that plays at the local bar. Talk to them because they come through every week. Talk to them. Print out 100 T-shirts in all different sizes with their band logo on it, and say, "Hey guys, I'm gonna sell some shirts at your show if that's cool with you. I'll give you guys 15% of everything I bring in because the local guys don't have their own T-shirt label, right?
No.
You're making more money selling T-shirts for a band you've never heard of than you would on the street corner with a bag of dope, hoping the cops don't come and get you tonight, or you don't get shot by the rival gang." But this is how we do shit. It's like you're telling people they cannot possibly get ahead on their own, and then you wonder why they're doing this other shit. Anyway, our native South Americans should be showing up soon.
Oh, really? He notified you?
I just clicked the button to bring him in. Oh, and check
this
out.
There he is. Just in time to talk about Venezuela here soon.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that. And today, by the way, that shooting in Minnesota was yesterday, the 8th. Today on the 9th, 2 people, husband and wife, were shot in Portland. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Shot by ICE. Same thing. They slammed their throttle and tried to flee the scene. Somehow this isn't all over the news, though.
It must not feed the demographic of the narrative of the story.
No, because it Trend Aragua.
What if it makes the news? Trend Aragua will just kill him.
No, I mean the guys that got shot, they're Venezuelan, and the girl, I forgot where she was from.
Oh, were they? I thought they were both white, just like this.
Nope. No,
Renee
that's why
Good.
that's why they didn't make the news. Like, nah, this is not gonna make us look good. That's why they're not bringing it up.
I think they would look better.
It's a white privilege at work, dude.
That's a good point. The white woman who got shot and killed gets all the press coverage, but the brown people get overlooked.
Nope. Yeah.
You got to have the right color of skin to get on the news.
Yeah, that's right.
Got to fit the narrative.
Guapo, see, as an outsider, not being the white guy, Guapo can see this shit.
Yeah, everybody can see it. Dude, it's white privilege all over this shit, dude.
Just like the same reason why you're getting a whole bunch of far left protest shit in your social media feeds because you're a brown dude.
Yeah, I know. Like, he buys like this shit. Like, what? No, what?
I just got a good laugh. Like, why am I getting all this shit? And I was like, because you're brown.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're probably right.
Changed my mind.
It's AI, dude. It's a better AI. It's like, yeah, he's brown. He probably like this shit.
I've listened to his show. I've heard that accent.
Yeah, I know.
But anyway, the Democrat Party is falling apart.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're taking every side of every argument. And when you call them out, I've even given up because I used to be like, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, and then this is going to happen because of this, this, and this. And I was called a nut job for years because of doing this shit. And then it happened, and I pointed out to people. And I pointed out to people like, hey, I called all this in this order, and you called me nuts. And I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. But then they would call me nuts for something else I was going to predict. That's why we started doing the predictions page, because Brian and I were like, all this shit's going to go down.
Yep.
what was that, 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
When we actually did it for the show.
Yeah, I got bored with it.
Yeah, it was fun to go back through after the fact. Be like, shit, we got like 80% or something dumb like that.
We were from the future.
Yeah, exactly. We're from the future. But okay, a mayoral aide in New York. Her name is C, I guess, or Kai. I don't know. Weaver. This is the woman who said that white people shouldn't be allowed to own homes. She's a white woman. She hates the wealthy people. Her mother owns a $1.9 million house in New York.
Is she white?
Oh, yeah, she's white.
Yep. And she did all this stuff, and now she's got a job from Wandani, and she was confronted with what she has said. What others like, you keep saying white people shouldn't be allowed to own homes. Your mother owns a $1.9 million home, and she came out against gentrification. It's like you live in Brooklyn, a very black neighborhood, using rent control when you're worth, $10 million.
Right.
And she burst into tears and ran away.
White privilege. That's white female privilege right there.
Why doesn't Mom Donnie seriously make an example and like this is exactly what we want and just take everything from her?
Yeah, I know.
Which, by the way, legitimate question. Segregation is keeping people separate, correct? Right?
Is it by government or voluntary? That's the other question.
Well, see, that's where this is going to go. Gentrification is bringing in people of different ethnicities to create this quote melting pot that we keep hearing about from the Democrats. So, but the Democrats hate all black neighborhoods, all Hispanic neighborhoods, all white neighborhoods. But if you move into one of those neighborhoods, you're a gentrifier.
Then it's a bad thing.
So I don't understand what we're supposed to do.
Whatever you do, you're always going to be in the run. If you leave, it's a white flight. If you stay, you gentrify the neighborhood. Or you move in, you gentrify the neighborhood. So no matter what you do, you're just always wrong. If you move in with the rich people, the different ethnicity, you class, the different classes and stuff.
Second class citizen.
No, you only want to be with rich people, so they call it like I forgot what's the term for it.
Aristocracy.
No. The classes. You only.
Okay. Tribalism. Same idea.
Yeah.
It's all the modern day Roman bloody divide and conquer. That's all it is. Divide and conquer.
That's exactly what it seems like.
Yeah, they don't want people to
How can he block people from selling their houses in New York City?
They got the city council involved with a specific council involved with any building that receives any government funding, period. And they get a say in whether or not the homeowner gets to sell the owner gets to sell the property now.
So most of them they're not like in New York City, they're not actual like standalone homes. They are like condos and townhouses and buildings.
Yes. So one person that's collecting government assistance. Now this government organization gets a say in whether or not you get to sell your property. So all of these guys in New York are now stuck. And if we have to pay for it, then you should fix all this stuff and rent can't go up. It's like, well, the cost of shit goes up.
Yeah,
I can't replace your washer and dryer because it's costing me everyone's rent just to pay the fucking electric and water bill.
Yeah.
And free transport's just going up to $3 apparently.
Oh yeah,
that has nothing to do with Mamdani though. That was in place. That just took effect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but everybody's upset because like, hey, you told us it's gonna be for free. Now you're charging us $3.
Yeah, well, that's because your average Democrat voter is dumb, and they keep saying no kings, but they think as soon as someone's in office, they can snap their fingers and change everything.
I know.
Like they were flipping out about Trump when he had been in office for like 2 months. It's like he literally hasn't done anything yet.
Yeah, like, how come the price haven't come down? Like that shit takes time, Fuck.
Yeah, that's right. When you got inflation high too, like the Reserve Bank wasn't working with Trump, and they're still not working with him.
No, it took like a year after Biden did the fucking Green New Deal, something like that, Bill.
Yeah.
And it took a year. You can feel like, yep, it's coming. And you can feel the prices rising and stuff like that.
Sorry, what's energy?
Literally, I remember standing in the store watching the meat prices and stuff with this lady next to me. And she's like, why everything's so expensive? I go like, because inflation.
Yeah, you just want to be like, well, did you vote for higher taxes to pay for more child health care?
I told her because of inflation. And she's like, I know about why it's so expensive. Like,
Yeah, it's like you clearly don't understand what. That's when you want to be like, every dollar you print means everyone else's dollar is worth a little bit less.
Yep.
Okay.
yeah.
Until we get the $1 trillion dollar bill.
When you're a democratically elected government, spend more money than what you've actually got, inflation goes higher.
Yeah. So then they go and take it from the federal government, who then check this out. Taxes in the United States are fucking ceremonial. Everyone knows that, right?
Everywhere, mate. Everywhere in the world.
Well, I'm just saying we literally printed out of control, which we can't do anymore. I don't know if anyone remembers, but we talked about it on this show. Saudi Arabia ended the deal with the United States to make the U.S. dollar the only thing you can buy oil with. Now,
no, we
there
kind of
currently still are.
With
but what happens when they start expecting yuan and yen and rubles? You know what I mean? Well, then there's no reason to have U.S. dollars at all, and they're worthless. No, that's the only reason why anyone has it is to buy oil.
I think we're gonna cement it with Venezuela and stuff right now. So
yeah, I think that happened with Biden. I think that was Biden's biggest plan to break down the US dollar, or Biden's minders.
Why? Like what is the end goal of this?
We have to accept it, dude. We are an empire, dude. We are. It is what it is now.
But even so, why would you want to destroy the currency of the United States? Like, what
Kickbacks.
good is this?
Kickbacks. What do you think they get?
So you become wealthy for a little while until the dollar collapses because you destroyed the dollar, and now all these American dollars you have are fucking worthless.
How many people go into politics to change the way the country is for the good? Once they start getting all these corporate sponsors coming on board and all that, what happens to them then? They become millionaires. They forget about where they started. So it's all about power and money.
And then the handful of politicians you do see that are sticking to their guns no matter what, like Massey, whether or not you like the guy, he's sticking to his guns. But that leaves him with all the Dems hate him no matter what, and
all the Republicans hate him,
and at least half the Republicans hate him too.
Yeah, at least I think he needs to be tackled in a way that he gonna agree with it constitutionally. You know,
I don't know. For the most part, I've understood Massey's arguments, even if I didn't necessarily agree with them. I'm like, at least it makes sense,
right?
And it genuinely seems like he's standing up for his constituents,
more
than he's trying to get reelected.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you have Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Dude, you know why she's upset about everything? Because nobody knows it, but people know that she owns a construction business.
Okay. Guess like Nancy Pelosi? Not Nancy Pelosi. Sarah Palin.
I don't know about Sarah Palin, but I know that's why she was getting upset with that because it's getting a lot of people deported, so she's losing business and shit.
I thought MTG was all about the immigration crackdown.
Dude, sometimes the politicians could be all about talk. As soon as it's affected, I'm like, oh shit, this is not working for me now.
Her and ex-husband Perry still own the business, I think. I'm not sure if they bought it.
Yeah, like a construction business, and like all the fucking workers are getting deported and stuff. So because they get cheap labor.
So hire Americans and pay them a living wage, right?
Dude, hypocrites, dude. She's a fucking hypocrite. That's why she's going off. And it's like, man, this bitch is just.
It's funny because on this show, a handful of times I've agreed with Marjorie Taylor Greene, but typically anytime her name comes up with something she did, I just laugh. Because it's usually something ridiculous, like what happened with her and Crockett, who called her a bleach blonde, bad built, butch body bitch or something like that.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, that's funny, and that is some ghetto ass shit to call somebody too.
Well, I was a big Marjorie Taylor Greene supporter, mate, until she bloody,
she's about to lose support. She loses support because everybody realizes like, hold on, this bitch is like. She's she's just looking out for herself, not because this is it,
When she was 20 points behind on the Senate race.
Yeah.
Back in Georgia, like she couldn't get Trump's endorsement. That's when she turned big time as well.
Yeah. I mean, probably Trump her like, hey, look, we cannot support you because you don't got support in the state. And she got butthurt about it. Now she's like, it is what she is now. No, like I think
what person's going to support any candidates 20 points behind?
no, nobody. Like if I was her, his shoes, and like Trump is like, hey, you 20 points behind, like, all right, I guess that's it. That's all I got. Nothing else I can do. Do something about it to get points ahead, but don't fucking be butthurt about it. Start calling people out, But I think she's just
100%, mate.
I think she just want to get she's just want to look out for herself, not her constituents. That's why probably she loses support big time.
All right. Well, I would have put this next category article under ICE. But
we can move it if you want.
It's too late.
Sometimes I can't decide. I can't decide where to put stuff sometimes.
But the Trump administration terminated the Hampton Inn's federal lodging contract in Lakeville because they were refusing to give them rooms.
No. For what I heard is the Holiday
different hotel chains. The one Brian's talking about, the federal government said if you're not going to allow our people in your building, we're not going to pay for it anymore. The Hilton in the same city.
Okay.
The Hilton Hotel said we're shut. You're no longer affiliated with us for the same reason. And the Hilton themselves called the company. It's like, change that policy. We're not getting involved. And they're like, okay, we'll fix it. And then some dude went in there and said, I'm with, Homeland Security. And like, well, we're not doing that. The owner, yada, yada. So the Hilton went out and put it on their own webpage.
But they were like, sign, dude.
Yep, we're not getting involved.
They took the sign down, yeah.
Yeah.
It is a good sign.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. They're not automatically taking the side of the woke at this point.
No, they even that. They're like, we want to be impartial, At the same time, the government employee is going to come to you. See, you got to make money.
You know how much money they're losing by not having a government lodging contract?
Like 2,000 ICE agents plus the FBI, the HI. Dude, they're going to be taking.
Well, not just that. The Hilton, not just these agents, but like next to military bases. Like, I'm not sure how these contracts work. Is this stopping them from being near a military base so family can't come visit? It's like, think if McDonald's lost the government contract, how many billions is McDonald's going to lose in a year?
Probably the price of bloody Nigeria.
Yeah,
Nigeria's national income.
Have any of the 3U sailors ever been to a military base? An American base that didn't have a McDonald's on it?
Yeah, there's not one on Langley.
There's not you sure there's no McDonald's? I thought there was a KFC. Oh, okay. No, I thought they had where's the KFC McDonald's pizza?
That's on Naval Station Norfolk.
That's NOB. Okay.
They call it Kentucky Hut.
Oh man. Yeah, people don't realize that. It's like, no, you can get fast food on base.
Yeah. Even the Canadians, I'm in there too. Horton.
There's a Tim Hortons there now.
Yeah.
Is there really?
Yeah. Wow,
Dunkin' Donuts is so much better than Tim Hortons. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I know that McDonald's Dunks is a better coffee. And I do like a donut occasionally. And a Dunks donut or Krispy Kreme is way better than a Tim Horton garbage.
I like Dunkin' Donuts better.
Dunks is better. And I love the Canadians, the people. They're hilarious. They're funny people. They make the best comedy. But come on, guys. Step up your donut and coffee game. Like, I know you guys are better at this. You guys nailed maple syrup. You know what I mean? It's just as good as Vermont maple syrup.
Right.
I know you guys can do more than making maple syrup and cutting down freaking pine trees to make skateboards for Americans. I know it. Well, here's what's crazy is they cut down the trees in Canada, right? They ship them to China.
Damn.
Yep. China makes skateboards out of these things and ships them to the United States. Syrup trees? Yeah, on the syrup exchange, exactly. Once you get a taste, you can't stop. And you know that's true with real maple syrup versus that watered down garbage that everyone likes. What was it now? Pearl Milling Company now?
I refuse to buy any Pearl Milling Company. I'm Aunt Jemima all the way now.
I don't give a shit. I won't buy any of that garbage anyway. I buy real maple syrup.
I can't afford that. I'm on a budget.
Well, apparently West Virginia is sells just as much maple syrup as Vermont, and I didn't realize that. And check us out, we got these trees, black walnut trees. You guys ever had a black walnut?
No.
Oh, they're delicious. Thing is, you can't crack them with a regular nut crack. You need a hammer or like something serious. But they make syrup out of black walnut trees. The stuff sells for $1,000 a liter. Yeah, I'm tempted because we went and collected, I don't know, 50 pounds of black walnuts. Because like, oh, cool, we can do this, at home for free. I might go and put taps in these trees out on the side of the road and come through every month and collect it and make my own syrup, $1,000 a liter must be good.
Are you going to do that in West Virginia?
Well, the problem is we actually looked it up. Black walnut tree takes between 20 and 30 years to stop producing nuts that are actually like full size and healthy. I was like, oh, I'll be dead. So I might just drive down the road.
You're not that old.
Old enough that I'm not going to be going out and making black walnut. I say that it'd be easy enough. But yeah, I don't know. I might and leave them for my children to have these trees because the nuts and the syrup is worth a ton of money. Oh, you guys got to try a black walnut. I said a bunch to my father for Christmas. They only grow in this area of the world. Oh, yeah. Anyone who's ever had one, comment on somewhere. I don't know where you're listening to this, but they're delicious. All right, moving on. Karen Bass.
Yep.
Out there, the mayor of LA is bragging.
She said we got the world's fastest wildlife recovery efforts going on.
Exactly. And just denying reality, obviously, because Gavin Newsom came out like the next day and tried to explain why it's the slowest one ever.
Just ask somebody that owned property in that area and ask them how well it's going.
Do you know why we're still talking about this, Brian? Because it burned down a wealthy neighborhood of actors and CEOs. Everyone forgot about North Carolina being fucked by that hurricane, didn't they?
Trump didn't.
Yeah. And I don't even know why I put this in here, but I did anyway. Greta Thunberg has become like an example of what happens when you raise your kids to be this freaking woke moron, basically. She just got deported from the UK, didn't she? Maybe, I don't know. She already been kicked out of Israel twice, right?
Yeah, she's not allowed there. She was leading the convoys in.
Yeah.
In Palestine, the flotilla.
Yeah, it's like, does this, I'll call her a kid, even though she's a grown adult. Does this kid understand what happens when you try to get through a military blockade?
No, sure doesn't.
For real, she's lucky that it wasn't just blown up like a fucking Venezuelan drug boat,
Well, if Trump was making the decisions, that's exactly what would have happened.
Well, and that's the thing is that
you can read the headlines now. Greta Thunberg goes up in a blaze of glory.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is I keep hearing what Nazis these Jews are, which is hilarious. But if that were true, then why didn't they just blow her boat up like they would have anyone else trying to smuggle goods in through a blockade?
Can you imagine if her and David Hogg hooked up, reproduced?
No.
No, the funny thing is that kid would be the most far-right conservative friggin' square jaw athlete you'd ever seen, and you know it too.
Helmet haircut.
No, the early 1990s, late 80s bowl cut. Remember that when your mom used to put a bowl on your head and then just cut all the hair that was below the bowl?
He kept on saying, "I remember I was there when Mum and Dad fornicated."
Oh my God! All right. Oh, and check this out. Billionaires are fleeing California now because of a 5% wealth tax.
Yeah.
We've talked about this a bunch of times. How do you carry out a wealth tax without forcing people to sell their goods, therefore becoming less wealthy? Like, how do you hand them a bill and then they pay it, or is it adjusted once they sell the stocks to be able to pay the bill?
100% right, mate. You can buy 15 cars. You're not wealthy until you sell them, are you?
Well, no, that's the thing is these folks are counting net worth. Like, for example, they would want to charge how much is it? 5%. Elon Musk is worth what, 500 or 750 trillion?
That's why he moved all his companies out of California.
But yeah, but all of a sudden Elon Musk would have to come up with tens of billions of dollars.
And people don't realize that they don't have that. They don't have that in cash. It's in stocks and bonds and investments.
And Tesla and SpaceX and Starlink. You know what I mean?
But why they're doing that? They're going on guesstimations of what the wealth is or what their asset is actually worth, aren't they? Are they guessing?
Yeah,
because well, isn't
let's
that
be real. It's all but impossible to know someone's true net worth because it changes every second.
But isn't that like that Tisha James is trying to prove she did with Mar-a-Lago? The charges where she said he overestimated.
Oh yeah, well,
isn't that the same version?
The big issue with that dude was the people he was making a deal with agreed on it.
Yeah, so that's their own.
Yeah, something's only worth what you can sell it for, right?
Yeah,
right.
That's right.
I could say it's worth $100,000, but if I'm only going to get $50 for it, it's only worth $50. You know.
Yeah.
But the point I'm trying to make is the Deutsche Bank sent in somebody to say, right, Mar-a-Lago is worth the amount you said. So that was the agreed value of what they agreed to do business together.
Yeah. So well, they got their money back, but New York State didn't agree with it. They said that they lied to the Deutsche Bank.
That's when we saw a whole bunch of people that owned big buildings in New York get the fuck out too. Like, oh,
they were smart. Get out. Like,
what if this happens to me?
It's only going to get worse from here on out.
But yeah, no one. You can say that their net worth, but that's bullshit. The stocks go up and down every day. Like, I'm not, quote, wealthy by any means. I have no idea how much I'm worth. Like, I got some silver, I got some gold, I got some old US dollar bills, like a Red Seal $2 bill, some silver certificates, land, et cetera, et cetera. The value of these things go up and down every day.
Yep.
I have no idea.
You might be asset rich, but you're not actually monetary rich until that money's in the bank.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, as it is now, I slowly sell when I need more money than I'm getting.
That's when you become wealthy, isn't it? When you sell your assets.
Well, yeah, but if I go and put it all in the bank, that means it's going to stay locked in as a dollar or not appreciate as the stocks and values of my materials go up.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that's an indicator of your wealth when that's in the bank. You've got a financial figure that shows how much your wealth is.
That'll show me how much cash I have in my account, but it's not going to tell me how much my truck is worth, my house is worth.
100%.
Why not?
Because
that doesn't show up in your bank balance.
Yeah, your truck loses the values every day if you own a truck. You lose money on every day.
Depends on the car,
awesome.
vehicle too.
I saw an old F-100 today, and I was like, oh, God. The guy put a new engine in, and I was excited, but he hadn't done anything to the bed that was all rotted out. It's an old truck. They haven't made the F-100 in like 40 years.
Yeah, snow, it's the same problem we have here in Michigan where I'm at right now. They salt the roads, and trucks don't last that long unless you basically wash it like every time they salt the roads.
See, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, by the way.
What?
It's the same issue with vehicles in West Virginia. Massachusetts, when you bought a vehicle, maybe it was Massachusetts that passed the law, but they have to come with the undercoating treatment to prevent it from oxidizing from rust. So your vehicle won't rot out from driving in the snow.
You got to pay for that extra.
It was included. Maybe the price of all vehicles went up in mass for it, but it was every vehicle sold by a dealership had to have it. So even if they were selling a used vehicle from another state like Florida, they had to go and get the undercoat treatment done so that it wouldn't rot out.
Right.
So and I see it happen here everywhere. I'm like, this is nuts. So like you said, I've been hosing it out every warm day and cleaning it up.
Yeah.
I might go and spend a couple grand to get this undercoating done and just let it sit for a couple of days to harden up,
What's about to tell you? In the military, because we go we always have to see in the Navy. We always have to wash off the helicopters within 28 days because you don't want the salt to sit. So I mean,
Well,
if
that's
you
also military equipment versus
it's
residential vehicle.
metal, man, it would just salt water would eat everything. So,
dude,
if
I
you,
was on,
if
but I was
there's,
on the coast of Massachusetts,
but
where it was
what I
the
said,
salt water and the salt being poured on the road.
oh, you could tell who lives in Virginia Beach by the ocean from because all the salt air. If they don't wash it underneath the vehicle, you have to wash it after a snowstorm. Just that's what I do with my vehicles. I wash it because
that's what I was saying. Is that's why I liked it up north in Mass, is because I didn't have to do that. It was
well,
already
I had it in my
treated.
Jeep. I put it on my Jeep. Like, yeah, put it on, the underwater treatment. I mean, the undercoat treatment.
Undercoat.
Yeah.
But it wears off eventually,
Maybe I've never heard of it wearing off, but I mean,
Yeah,
I
it
have
does.
seen even cars. I have seen cars rotted out up there from the bottom up. So
Yeah,
makes
because
sense.
I see people like, hey, I open up the hood and I can see the frame all rusted, but the engine's looking good. Look at the license plate, Illinois. Like, oh, you're from North.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. There's so much, which is funny because they don't salt the roads here.
Mm.
They do here.
Depending on how much snow falls, they'll either leave a small layer, like a half-inch thick, so that you're on snow instead of ice. But either way, they throw just sand and dirt down for traction, not salt, which I thought was very interesting.
Useless.
Maybe, but it doesn't melt it. It just gives you something to grip onto. But anyway, Guapo brought up the Navy. So this is a good time to bring up that the homosexual community around the world are becoming more and more conservative.
God.
Well, and this is mostly because
does that mean there's gays in the Navy?
Well, that's the joke that we've always heard, 100 men go out to sea, 50 couples come back, right?
No, that's submariners.
Navy. But yeah, they're upset in general about this immigration thing that's happening, because you're bringing in folks from the Middle East that are saying we should throw queers off of rooftops and hang them.
Do they even realize what this liberals that think they're gonna be like, oh, they're gonna love us and stuff because we love them? No, they fucking wanna kill you. Just because
you can take someone out of the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out of them. I mean, just look at Jasmine Crockett, right?
No, dude. She's fucking smart. You see the videos before?
Oh no, she's very intelligent. Can speak eloquently, but she refuses to because she's a ghetto hood rat.
Because that's how she get point. That's how she fucking she get elected in her neighborhood. That's how she think about her constituent.
Well, that has to make you think about the people that voted for her.
Right.
They saw this shit as their best option to take care of them. Bitch, I don't know what's going on. Don't make me snatch that weave off your head.
Yeah, because that's what she get. That's how she get elected.
Yeah.
But when she got a different district, she was like perfectly talking fine and smart. Like, damn.
Yeah.
I got a law degree from Harvard.
Yes. She's like, she will speak eloquent and gentle. You saw the video of her talking nice?
I have, and it's even better is she talks with all that ghetto hood rat crap.
Yeah, because
she speaks that way. But that's the thing is she went to a elementary school that costs more than a lot of people I know whose college cost.
Yeah.
But you can't use your white privilege card with that. Obama did. Kamala did. Jasmine did.
What do you mean?
We'll use that talk, the hood rat talk.
Obama didn't do a whole lot of that hood rat thing.
He changed it around.
I don't know, man. When I'm thinking hood rat in the black community, as far as dudes go, I'm picturing a not wealthy Snoop Dogg dropping the N-bomb left and right, getting stoned all the time. And call me a racist if you want, but that's what I think of hood rat. Not black folk, the hood rat.
I thought Snoop Dogg quit smoking.
Huh?
Thought he quit smoking weed.
Snoop
I thought that was just Willie Nelson, but maybe
he's for sale. He did the RNC inauguration fucking thing.
He did. Well, because he went nuts about how much he hated Trump, and then he was there
in RNC. Like, what the fuck is going on here?
At least he did come out and was like, "I was wrong. This dude's actually doing stuff to help me." He did say that at least.
Well, I guess.
And I thought it was hilarious when he was doing that cooking show with Martha Stewart, and I was like, only one of these two actually has prison time.
Yeah.
Old white lady.
It's not Stu.
Yeah, Martha Stewart. Oh man.
There's only one cook in this jail cell.
Yeah. But yeah, they're worried about these immigrants from like the Middle East and South America that don't appreciate the homosexual community quite the way Americans in the West do. And this article also goes into how they're being pushed out of the LGBT community because of the T's. Like anyone can just say that they're non-binary now, and you have to be treated with kids' gloves. And like, are you kidding me?
Like I grew up in El Salvador. There's a lot of like machismo and stuff going on. Everybody like, and I see gay people. We don't fucking care, dude. I see transgressors, they just dress like a woman.
Right.
We don't care, I love nobody fucking
whatever they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, nobody like us. They can just like, hey, we know he's gay.
Go live
whatever.
your life.
Yeah, but
just don't hold a drag show for kids though.
Yeah, so that's when people. Yeah, probably that's when people go ape shit on you. But
no, that's the thing is, it's happened here several times. It was a whole big thing. I know, and but called us homophobic.
I'm saying in Salvador, you could be gay as you want. Like, all right, whatever. You are what you are. We don't care. Like, well, what do you want to drink? Like,
your money's just as good as anyone else's, right?
Yeah.
First time in North Carolina history, the Republicans outnumber Democrats on registrations.
Yeah, but I saw that. Will it make a difference? I think North Carolina is kind of like Virginia. They've got huge pockets of concentration of Democrat voters that will outweigh the other parts of the state that are Republican.
The majority of the registered voters aren't on either party, too. So, you might be registered independent, but they're probably still going to vote Democrat.
Right.
Yeah. But more people are leaving the party and joining the Republican Party. So who knows? The independents might move with them, especially after that hurricane that went down, And no one gave a shit about all these rural people.
Yeah.
All right. So possibly the greatest military operation to be carried out in my entire freaking life happened.
I know.
I don't know if you guys got one, but I got a Facebook Messenger message from a person who used to come on the show all the time. It said only 3 hours. Damn.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
Yes, you do.
Probably, but okay. I thought you talking about Sean there for a minute.
No.
Yeah, well, from what I saw, it took 88 minutes from start to finish, and they were only on the ground for 22 minutes.
That is insane, dude.
That is mind-blowing, boys.
It's like playing the perfect video game and not getting hit whatsoever. Well, still make a perfect score in time.
Well, the crazy thing is they had the Russian Iron Dome air defense system that's supposed to be unbeatable.
It's beatable.
It's beatable.
Oh my goodness, we embarrassed that.
Yeah.
Well, then they took out, blacked out the whole city, didn't they? Like
they shut down the power.
Yeah. That affects the Iron Dome.
Well, they had their own power supply too. So they also, check this out. We used a bunch of helicopters that went up there and we cranked up their signal instead of trying to make it silent. So all of the radars just turned all green instead of dots. And when they were trying to figure out what was going on, we had our missiles coming in just above the ground, hugging the ground, using the mountains that are supposed to protect them as a shield from their own radar, and then blew up their radar stations. Came in with Delta Squad, comes in from a helicopter and goes arrest this guy in his bed.
And his wife.
Yeah,
and his wife.
Yeah, I was I don't understand why they took the wife too, but whatever.
No, she got indictment too, so she got
part of it. She's a part of the ring, right?
Yeah.
She's a part of the cartel.
Yeah, something like that. But I was like half asleep, like, No fucking way this shit happened. I was like,
why does all this shit always happen on a Saturday?
I know, right after we do a show.
Right after. I almost demanded an emergency podcast.
Had I sent you a message, you would have been okay with that then.
Yeah.
But honestly, you look at it, guys, from that strike in Iran where that missile went straight down. Perfect hit after flying for 18 hours. Or more than 18, wasn't it? Dropped it straight down to now in Venezuela, what you guys have done. Oh, that is amazing. That is just absolutely mind-blowing.
We showed the world, and Russia in particular, your air defense system's a fucking joke.
Yeah, and China stood back. China stood back and watched. Don't you worry.
Yeah, like, oh shit. But the thing is, the left immediately comes out and loses their mind about this. And I'm like,
they were the dictator now. Like, bring him back. Like, what?
I thought Trump was just trying to collect a $25 million bounty on Maduro that Biden put in place.
Yeah. He still got it. He'll still collect it.
Yeah, the American people saved $25 million. We took the dictator out of place that even Chuck Schumer said we need to go do something about. All these left-wing pundits, when Trump said something about Maduro, like, well, if he really cared, he'd go down there and take care of this problem. So he does.
They still hate him for it.
Now we know how Trump's paying for the ballroom.
What we need to do next time something like this happens, an hour before this shit goes down, he should have come out and been like, we're going to ignore Maduro. He's not that bad a guy. He's doing pretty good by the people of Venezuela. Watch the Dems lose their mind for an hour. And they go, you're right. Don't worry. He's in custody now. And watch him flip on a dime.
That would be fucking hilarious, dude.
What about Keem Jeffries and all that coming out saying, why weren't we involved with this? Why weren't we told?
Keir Starmer,
because we wanted the operation to be a success. That's why you weren't told.
Yeah. Well, Keir Starmer was getting shit from a reporter like, well, why weren't you guys involved? He's like, we didn't even know about it until after it happened. Like, well, why not? And I'm sitting there like, because you specifically told the United States you're no longer going to share intel with us. Why would we share it with you?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, one interesting fact, too, these Russian oil tankers coming out of Venezuela is helped stop by the British as well. British helped you guys stop them.
Yeah. So, again, Trump's an evil dictator, but the rest of the world
they're changing the flag on those oil tankers. They made them Russian flagged.
They put up a Russian flag, and then Russia sent a freaking submarine to escort the ship. By the way, check this out. We seized it anyway. So fuck your air defense system and fuck your submarines, right? We're going to get into a war with Russia. It'll last like an hour and a half, apparently.
Oh, it wouldn't last that long, right?
They're having enough trouble. They're having enough trouble with Ukraine right now using American and NATO weapons because they don't know how to use the weapons. Now imagine a team that's actually been training with these for a decade. You know.
Right.
Oh my goodness!
Honestly, guys, I was blown away with the operation. All I can say is you guys know how to fucking pull it off.
It was the videos that came out.
Oh, there's more videos coming out.
I love it, dude. Especially of the ships being seized, though. It's like Pixar didn't happen, you know?
Yeah.
Dude, this was Brian's job in the Navy was to be the asshole that took pictures of this shit.
That's
Tom Clancy is gonna have a fucking field day doing video games about this shit.
Well, Tom Clancy's dead.
Yeah.
Tom Clancy, and you know what? Tom Clancy wrote books, didn't make video games. Okay.
Well, he didn't get Tom Clancy's at
Rainbow Six. Somebody else did it. They just threw his name on there to make sales. They threw his name on. They're still throwing his name on books as a co-author just so they sell more books. He's been dead for years.
Rainbow Six is old though. The video game he had nothing to do with. They took his book and made it into a
Rainbow
game.
Six video games and stuff.
This Rainbow Six video game. It says John Clancy's Rainbow Six, but that was a book he wrote 20 years ago, at least, maybe 30.
Oh, more than that. I read the book.
I used to read a lot of Clancy and a lot of Grisham back in the day.
Me too.
And
how many movies did they make from John Grisham books?
Oh,
like 3 or 4.
Oh, at least. A Time to Kill was a big one with Matthew McConaughey and the motherfucker guy. Who's that? Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
Yes, they deserve to die. I hope they burn in hell.
Now you're going to watch that movie.
Oh, it was a great movie.
So where are we at in this category?
Hold on. Way back in the 50s or something like that. drunk white kids driving down in a pickup truck and chuck a beer can in the back of some like 8-year-old black girl's head. Mm-hmm. Then they rape and kill her. So the father killed them. Time to kill. And then the whole rest of the story is the trial. And it was such a good book. And the movie was excellent too.
The movie was a very excellent interpretation of the book, which is that's rare.
Yeah, J.K. Rowling was one of the few, besides Grisham and Clancy, that like, no, you're doing it by the book. Which I mean, that's what happened with Game of Thrones, right? They stopped doing it by the book, and it just everyone's like, what the fuck is going on now?
Nobody knows.
Yeah, I'm done. But all right. I'm not sure how literal this is, Trump being hyperbolic, but he's saying now that the United States is going to run Venezuela for a little while.
I don't think that. But didn't the Senate and the House of Representatives take away a bunch of authority for them? They both voted.
They had to vote it, but had to pass by Trump too. So
Trump's got to sign it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm saying either way, it looks like if the VP stays settled down, and because she ran her mouth right away, that shut up.
At first, she didn't agree with it.
Yeah, but then he said, "I'll come get you too."
Yeah, she had to.
Well, I mean, the guy that Maduro had run against him and who won the election, and then Maduro declared the election illegitimate, wants to come back to Venezuela and run again.
Well, yeah. Well, there's still a lot of Maduro supporters over there, so you have to give it time. You know, it's gonna
the cartel.
Yeah, it's gonna take a little bit of time, you know, and also too, it's like I did wait. Trump was talking about.
We had to put boots on the ground.
No, I think it's gonna be private boots and stuff like oil companies.
Boots on the ground is not gonna be the way. The United States brilliantly pulled off this. They brilliantly pulled off the oil tankers, but going into on the ground in Venezuela is going to be a completely different animal.
Yeah,
it's kind of like Afghanistan.
No, Afghanistan. You can see everything on the ground from the sky. There is a freaking jungle foliage canopy over Venezuela, like Vietnam. Yep. So your helicopters are worthless. Your jets are all but worthless. And the foliage, that giant tree cover, actually stops radio waves and other signals from traveling as far. So your radio will only be good for, a couple 100 yards instead of half the planet because it's not getting to the satellite.
Well, Trump
did not want another jungle campaign if we can avoid it.
Oh, hell yeah. Trump did announce that Venezuela is doing an oil transfer to the U.S. immediately. I guess that's in reparations of what Venezuela did to the country, to the oil companies, the American oil companies that were down there.
Yes, was it Shell and
Chevron?
Chevron.
Oh yeah, they left for California, so they got to go somewhere.
Well, no. We had a deal with Venezuela for oil, and we set up all this equipment. Americans went down there as companies, set up all this equipment, started drilling all the oil up, pulled it out of the ground. Yeah. And they were going to pay a percentage, like a fee, basically a tax to the country for it.
Yeah.
After they pulled it all out of the ground and built all the gear, Chavez takes up power and said, "Fuck you guys, we're keeping all of it."
Yeah.
And this was a big deal in the 70s, right? Was it the 70s?
No, 90s. The 90s.
It was later than that,
90s, yeah.
Yeah, well, something similar happened in the 70s then.
Cuba, probably.
Maybe, but that 60s. Was the 60s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
With Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
again, it wasn't okay. There you go, Brian. It was in my lifetime. It wasn't even that long ago. And the American people lost billions of dollars in tax dollars through this.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, this is payback for what you stole. We're not taking all their oil.
No.
Not even close. And here's the fun part. Trump said he's going to sell it at market value, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's going to plunge the value of a barrel of oil.
It's going to screw up OPEC.
Yeah, 60 million barrels hit the market all at once. Extra. It's going to dump the price of it. Gas is going to go down. Hey, check this out. Now Russia is going to bring in less money selling their oil to fund their war against Ukraine.
Yeah.
Right.
Multiple birds here. Your price goes down. Maduro's out of office. Russia can't fund their war.
And China's lost most of their oil input.
Yeah, and China just put their thumb in the ass like, what the fuck just happened? That's what
Yep.
everyone did, though.
And they just left. They just left Venezuela. They were there. They just left.
Here's the crazy thing. It's not like Maduro lived in some country freaking farm. He was in the middle of a fortified military base. He had steel walls in his house. The United States duplicated his household to run drills in.
Right.
What kind of intel do you have to have the floor plan of this guy's house?
They knew where he was going to be.
Probably for the vice president and stuff.
You think their VP sold them out to take over?
Yeah, they're like, dude.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly.
You want his job? Tell me where you got.
She didn't seem to want it. She didn't seem to want it right away.
How did that happen? Would you want that job?
Hell yeah. Then Trump is like, okay, yeah, we can find somebody else who can replace you.
We can get someone else. Like, oh crap.
We can. Do you want to see the big D? What? The Delta Force?
Well, Cuba says they lost 32 troops in this operation,
which is interesting because I read this article twice, and I was like, it says Cuba says 32 troops killed in U.S. operation to capture Maduro. And I was like, how does Cuba know how many Venezuelans died? No, that's Cubans that were there.
No, they had
working.
They were over there supporting the Venezuela because they were requested by the Venezuela government.
Yeah. No, he didn't trust the Venezuelans, so he had Cuban guarding him to stop guards.
I tell you what, man, if Delta Force shows up, drop your weapons, lay on the ground, and put your hands behind your head.
I mean, more worried about SEALs.
Different things they're used for, but either team, just surrender immediately. They're a better shot than you. They probably killed the lights in advance, and you probably don't have any kind of night vision. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just start shooting wildly into the dark, and they put one right through your heart. They'll probably not kill you if you're on the ground with your hands behind your head. They'll probably just zip tie your hands behind your back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did you see that meme that came out? That meme came out. Mandura's buddy vision when he seen Delta's force there. There was bloody Delta Force dudes, and one just waved him. They're all like night vision goggles. And
yeah, well, and you see, and you see his feet in the bed, just looking at the night vision goggles. I laughed at that too. I was like, "That's good." Oh shit!
That was the meme of the year.
And that's what blew my mind. Was I saw all these people going nuts about this, and they were given 100 reasons why it was wrong. Like, well, we went in without the nation's consent.
And
I was like, I don't remember Pakistan giving us consent to go in and assassinate bin Laden.
No.
Actually, and they're like, well, that's different. The first response I got was, well, that's different. This is a world leader. I said, not according to Joe Biden and 49 other countries on the planet, because they said he's not legitimate. I was like, but okay, then what about Saddam Hussein? Like, well, that's different because I was like, okay, how long were we in Syria before we killed Gaddafi? I was like, what about the American citizen we blew up overseas? I was like, I can go down the line. This isn't new. They fucking cheered for Trump. We started blowing shit up under his first term. That was the only time they got excited.
And the funny thing is, only with you've watched the video of the Venezuelans in the country. They're all excited about this. But here in America, we got protests all over the countryside.
Oh, it's hilarious.
And in Australia, we got leftards here in Australia like protesting.
Yeah, but the actual Venezuelans are celebrating, right?
Yeah. Celebrating.
Wapo shared a great picture of a Venezuelan dude. I'm assuming he was.
It's AI.
Okay, I'm racist.
It was AI?
No. Yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. But it was hilarious. The picture, anyway, yeah. It looked like this Venezuelan guy with the Venezuelan flag wrapped around him, all excited, and it was a fat white woman putting her finger on his lips, and it says, "Shut up and listen to white liberal women. We know what's good for you," or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh no!
But there was
maybe that'll be our thumbnail.
Was it?
Oh, I got a couple pictures.
Was it the Colombian president come out not long after and said, called Donald Trump a coward and come and get him as well?
Good. Go ahead.
So
reality doesn't apply to some people, or doesn't make sense to people, I guess. Trump's not every other American president that we've ever had.
No,
I say
no,
that.
he's totally
I say that.
different than
Washington would have went and fucked shit up, right?
Yeah.
Jefferson.
Lincoln would have too. A handful, you know.
FDR. But it's far and few between.
Yes.
Jackson.
But Trump isn't putting up with your bullshit. He will come get you.
He's the Farfo champion.
Yeah, you fucked around. You're gonna find out now what happens. You know.
Yeah.
But it blows my mind the how organized this thing was, and how it was so
fast. They had been planning this for months.
Oh, this was impeccable.
How long did it take him to build the structure alone to run drills?
They've been training since August. That's what I heard.
Oh, okay.
And they've just been waiting.
Yeah, waiting for the opportunity, right? Or
they said the mission was delayed because of cloud cover earlier in the week. So
yeah, I guess they want to see it from satellite or something.
You get more pictures.
Yeah, and the thing is driving me insane. 150 aircraft in the air at one time in one country.
Yeah, exactly. Their radar sees that and is like, the entire sky.
Well, the Iron Dome that took care of them.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is the Iron Dome was overwhelmed with too many aircraft.
No, but I think they overwhelmed too many aircraft, but 150 aircraft in the air, F-18 Raptors, fucking Predators, helicopters, Blackhawks. Fuck,
yep.
dude.
Yeah, were
you
there
guys don't understand.
Huh?
You guys don't understand. 150 military aircraft is more than what some country have got.
Yeah,
I know. It's more than a bunch of them do.
Yeah. This is like, I think all the big deal. Well, except the Marines, unless they got F-18 Growlers and stuff.
This is what someone from America gets blown away because you guys understand. Australia's got a pretty good air force, but like you guys, 150 of them. That's
here's what's funny. That wasn't even the Air Force.
No,
the Air Force was involved because they took off from Puerto Rico, but it was mostly Navy aircraft.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And that's what drove Trump nuts in his first term. Was like the rest of NATO's not paying into the pot. He's like, look at what we've built as a military. You guys are supposed to do something similar. And then they start yelling like, "Oh no, you're just supposed to protect us."
Yeah, that's no wonder they got free healthcare, cheap ass fucking things over there.
Yeah, because you're not paying for national defense.
Yeah,
we are. Which it's in leftovers, but I would bring it up. It has a lot to do with why Trump just left 32 international organizations. How many was it?
Oh, 66, I think.
Yeah,
I thought it was more than 32, but yeah, he's pulling us out on all kinds of the stupid UN charters. That saves the taxpayer. 66, yes. We're going to exit 66 international organizations.
Yeah, and Trump's looking to.
I didn't know there were so many.
and he's doing it early enough where you normally have like a year clause in where you got to stay out for that long. It's going to be hard for the Dems to get us back in. It's going to be hard to get the Dems back into it. So
if everyone else pulls their heads out of their asses and says,
look how much money is saving the country, because this isn't just about organizations. We're funding all these stupid organizations.
Yeah, as much as I love Australia and Canada, you're two of our closest allies on the planet, and especially Canada. They're right there. We're their number one trading partner. We buy everything from Canada. No one else buys Canadian shit. Repeat offender, have you ever seen made in Canada on anything you've ever bought?
Mainly on only a couple of products. We only get some
maple syrup.
some like salmon products.
Yeah,
fish products.
But and we buy most of that, and they export really what they can. Yeah, exactly. Like you guys can pop out pretty much everything they do. Why are you going to buy their shit, right?
Yeah,
right.
Plus more small.
But
like our climate, you got to realize we're in a perfect climate. 24.
Yeah. And that's one thing.
4 months a year.
The one thing that drives me nuts about Australia is you got some of the toughest dudes on the planet. I mean that genuinely. World War I, World War II, these guys went and fought and they got ripped apart, no supplies. That dude that just went and stopped that shooting friggin' ran up and took the rifle from a guy barehanded. Like, that's huge balls.
The Bondi Beach.
Yes, huge balls. Problem is, they're not investing in their military enough. So that's why these guys aren't getting supplies. That's why they're being left wounded, not getting help.
We're just starting to, mate. We're just starting to put money into our military.
Yes, I've noticed that.
It pisses me off big time because the simple fact is depends what government's in at the time. One government will stop spending on military.
Yes.
The other one will start spending it back in there, you know what I mean?
Well, which is why I keep bringing up how much I hate the way you guys have your prime minister set up, because what was it, like 10 years or 4 years? You had 10 prime ministers or something stupid like that. Nothing got done.
Well, mate, I'll say this really quickly. You know the shooting that you're talking about that happened in Australia, those Jewish people get killed, right?
Made global news.
We've asked, and all these politicians and like everywhere, all these business leaders and all these people, leaders of the community have asked for a royal commission. Now, a royal commission is like similar to a Senate hearing.
Okay.
But it's our highest hearing. Like, you can't fucking bullshit in a royal commission.
They want gun rights, don't they?
Yeah, 10 years jail straight away if you get caught lying. Anything like that. And so, Nate just got me like here. Anyway, what happened was our Prime Minister's been holding back. He doesn't want to do it because he's going to get implicated. And a lot of these politicians allowed anti-Semitism into the country through their choices of getting electoral votes from all these, let's say, religious-leaning people, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, people that pray 5 times a day.
Voting block people, yeah. And they get their votes, so they turn blind eyes to anti-Semitism. And this is all going to come out.
What's crazy is we're getting the same thing here, and it's not even the Islamic community. It's freaking white women that call themselves Christians. And I say call themselves that because they do Christmas and Easter.
Yeah.
But they don't see Jesus as God, the Savior, which it's funny I say that because Brian and I'm Catholic. He's non-denominational, which I'm not still sure what that means, but I can accept it. Christian. He doesn't see Jesus as God. And I was raised and taught that Jesus, the Father, and the Holy Spirit are one. They're all God.
Yeah. Well, Jesus is the Son of God. How do you explain that?
Because it's the same thing. The Trinity makes one, like the Triforce in the Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, but you guys still have him on the cross in the Catholic Church. He died and was resurrected. He's not on the cross anymore.
No, that's to remind us that they actually nailed people to those instead of just a piece of wood that you see on a gravesite.
It's a sign. It's a sign of like sacrifice to begin again.
God's sacrifice. He wanted to know what it was like to be man. So became man by sending his son, which is also him because he's God. We don't need to get into the whole religious debate, which would be actually a lot of fun if we got like 4 or 5 different Christian groups together, like people from different Christian groups together to discuss stuff like that. Yeah, I think it'd be very fun.
In 4 cases of beer.
Exactly.
Well, in other exciting news, we also took out the Chavez mausoleum. I got video of it.
Well, this video, because I heard that was a rumor.
Yeah, but it's funny.
There's video. Somebody put a link in here for video.
Okay. Well, if this is true and they bombed, if this is true and they bombed the Chavez mausoleum on their way out, friggin'
it's like teabagging. It's like teabagging them on their way out.
Exactly what it is. You got shot in Halo and the dude's squatting on your face before you respawn, right?
Got these big hairy nuts right where they do the leg.
Teabagger might be a good title for the show.
Acaban de explotar el 4F. Mira.
I don't know. You can't. I just see something being bombed. I don't know.
It's an explosion. I don't know if that's the mausoleum or not.
Yeah, no, it could be any other building. It could be any building.
It's funny though. You're still sharing your screen, Brian.
All right. Sorry, I didn't. Now everybody knows what we're going to talk about for the rest of the show.
Oh no, because we're not showing video at all. It's funny though, because I keep Guapo responded to it, but like I keep hearing like, oh, there's gonna be a civil war. No, it's gonna be World War III. No, it's gonna be a civil war. No, it's gonna be World War III. And I'm like, ¿Por qué no los dos? Guapo, please translate.
Why not both?
Yeah.
That's why I put civil World War III.
Yeah, exactly. But I know a lot of Republicans like, oh, Civil War, what a joke. These guys aren't armed. Do you think they're going to show up into battle like it's fucking 1860? Or are they going to send their National Guard that's going to answer to their governor because they're going to lose their home and their children if they don't go fight? It's not going to be dudes fighting in the street. It's going to be National Guards battling. Granted, you'll have your farmer who will fire a shot here and there, but you're not going to see. It's not. The American Civil War is very unique in world history as far as civil wars go.
Yeah.
And I don't think people realize that. Like, I mean, look at was it the last French Revolution? I say the last one because there were so many. Was it the last one when Robespierre ran it and terrorism was invented? And left wing and right wing were invented. They actually called it the French Terror when the left was invented and then invented terrorism.
Hey,
I just want to remind people.
Sorry, guys. It's been fun. I'll try to catch you later on. I'll just go to head for a while.
All right, man. Later.
Thanks, Greg.
Right.
Thanks for letting us on.
He's got to go to breakfast.
What I was talking about doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. Oh, we're done with the military stuff, huh? All right.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, do we really want to go into how we killed well, I think we kind of did it in a roundabout way, how we killed the air defenses.
Yeah.
And we talked about planning, how it was months and effort. So I think even though I didn't highlight them, and we talked about them. So
we got through it. But yeah. Oh, one thing I do want to bring up from in there.
Sure.
Not Maduro. Mamdani came out and said a whole bunch of stuff about this Venezuela thing.
Yeah.
And even had to bring in police to separate the rich white people from arguing with the Venezuelan people that had fled. And then after that came, I was like, well, actually, I wasn't briefed. I don't know anything more than anyone else.
Because they didn't have a security clearance yet.
Yeah. So he's just full of shit.
And if I'm Trump, I'm not giving him a security clearance either.
Oh God, no! He's a communist, and apparently is sympathetic to communist causes, even when the people from that country are in his city saying, "No, it's so good, he's gone." Ted Cruz is calling for the impeachment of the judge who was involved in the sentencing.
Boasberg? He's calling for 2 impeachments.
Boasberg and another judge.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got to get it. How impeached? There's only been like 8 judges ever impeached in the history of this process.
Yeah, I was going to say 15,
same,
but it might be
same as process as impeaching the president.
Yeah.
It's got to go to the House
have been
first,
impeached in history,
and then the Senate. I'd love to see it happen. I don't see it happening.
Well, 15 have impeached in history, and it's been typically straightforward crimes like bribery. So,
not
we'll
incompetence.
See. Not even incompetence, but bias. Like, how does this guy seem to get everything that Trump is involved in? And
if bias is involved, yes, that's definitely an impeachable thing, because he's definitely biased.
Absolutely. And when he got called out a couple of times, and after the fact was like, oh yeah, that was a mistake, and it's like, then why do you keep getting put on these cases? For real, how does he keep getting put on these cases? This has to be coming from over his head, right? He's just a judge. He's not choosing who gets these.
Depends if the chief judge, he can pick up cases. But usually it's random. But
it's all random. They're supposed to be like pull out of a hat to get the case.
Like a lottery system.
Yeah, exactly. You don't get to just pick and choose the cases you take at that level.
Because if you could control the way legislation is carried out in this country, and you have no authority to change legislation through judgments.
Right.
But they seem to keep doing it. And even when the Supreme Court comes out and says you can't do that, they do it again anyway.
Right.
Michigan.
Okay. That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. Anyone who doesn't know, Brian's been in Michigan for over a week. Some family concerns. Not my place to tell you all of it, but has found time dealing. He's found time dealing with all this shit to still do the show. So thank you, Brian.
Yeah, my dad fell and broke his hip a week and a half ago. So, and he's 81 years old. So,
your mother's still alive too?
No, she passed away a couple years ago.
Oh, okay. I might remember that. Oh, a couple after my mother or before? Mine was like 6 years, 7 years now.
After, yeah.
He's so much older than me too.
And it looks like Kathy, my wife, is going to stay here indefinitely to help the family take care of my dad recuperate. So
indefinitely. So does that mean you're
if
staying?
She had
there
her
too?
way. I'd be moving up.
Honestly, that's why I suggested you come through here on your way back to Virginia so she can see here.
I know, but she's not going to be with me when I go back. So
that's going to be even crazier. You're going to show her pictures of it. And she's like, oh, I love you. Like, no. But what's going on in Michigan? Some funding cuts done by Congress, I guess, was deemed illegal.
Yeah, the Michigan House, which is run by Republicans, cut like $645 million, and the AG coming out saying he's obviously a Democrat, saying that these are unconstitutional. So this will be
how does that work then? Because I mean, state law is obviously different than federal. I don't know how versed you are in.
It'll have to go to the Michigan Supreme Court to decide if these are constitutional or not. So it'll be a long drawn out process.
Typically, that's what Congress does, right?
Yeah,
is control the spending.
Yeah.
Like I can't think of a single state that doesn't do it. They may have different stuff here and there, but I think every state, the Congress of the state controls the purse strings, just like the federal government.
Yeah, definitely.
And then it has to get approved by Senate and then the executive, right?
Yeah, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, both the lower house and the Senate in Michigan are still controlled by Republicans. So, well, they have a Democrat governor. So,
we should give these guys a state to run their tests in. Let them do their immigration there, like one of the big square states in the Midwest, and just fence it off. Like you can invite anyone you want in. You guys can do whatever dumb rules you want. You just can't leave here. We're going to spend 10 years studying you and then make a decision. Guapo, you here? Of course not. It's just, let them do it. Get all excited, but you can't go and bleed it out somewhere else. You can't take money from other people. Let's see if it actually freaking works, because this communism crap can work in theory. The problem is the person who works hard doesn't want to keep working when the person who doesn't work hard is getting the same output. And by that, I mean an actual commune in communism that you used to see a lot in the 70s where these hippies would go out in the woods. There's still one in Scotland I remember specifically seeing between the seaport where the Navy is in, what was it? I can't remember what the Edinburgh, maybe? Before we got on a bus, but we saw on the bus ride to Edinburgh. Yeah, Edinburgh is where we went to, where the castle was. Bunch of hippie buses out there, an actual communist commune out in the woods. Let them do it, and if it works for them, great. Just don't try to force everyone else into it. And that's why I said put them in a square state like Alabama. Let them try out their system and import everyone you want and make everything free. And let's see. We'll give you guys 10 years and we'll see how it works, No one seems to like my thought experiments though, Brian.
No, they usually don't.
Yeah. It's funny. I'm playing this new game on my phone. You build like cities and whatever, and you fight. and you recruit, like trying to get people to join your alliance.
Mm-hmm.
And I recently put out because you can put different, captions or whatever you want to put it in there. And I said, tired of your resources disappearing like Maduro? Join us. We don't get farmed.
How'd that work for you?
Well, I waited like 10 minutes and I only got a couple reactions to it. And I go to the guys in my alliance, like, did I go over everyone's heads? Like, there's no way that people haven't heard about this, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Huh? It was all we talk. I mean, my wife asked me earlier today what the podcast is going to be like. Venezuela.
Yeah, Venezuela. That's gonna be most of it. It's like, but we're gonna cover this Minnesota thing because it took the news over so fast, and I swear that's because everything came out from all these Democrats supporting the removal of Maduro until Trump did it.
Yeah.
Not just the $25 million bounty, but Schumer came out and said if Trump actually cared about these people, he would go and remove Maduro.
And what does Schumer say now?
Now it was illegal and it was a war crime. First of all, what the fuck's a war crime?
Good question.
No, really. What's a war crime?
Let me ask ChatGPT.
What's international law? Because I keep hearing about that too. You know what international law is? It's what the fucking United States says it is, and you know that, Brian. Because what about Interpol? We don't recognize Interpol. They're not allowed in our country.
A war crime are acts committed during war that are illegal under international law, especially when they harm civilians, prisoners, or use forbidden methods of warfare. So this is not a war crime.
Okay. A crime has to be charged somewhere in a courtroom, right?
Yeah.
What courtroom is enforcing this international law?
Which we don't follow most international laws. We are not a member of the International Criminal Court system for obvious reasons.
Because we
give
blow
up all our
people off.
sovereignty.
And at least this guy got arrested and gets a trial, right?
Yeah.
Gaddafi didn't get a trial. Bin Laden didn't get a trial. Saddam Hussein didn't get a trial.
I saw a meme this week
that
said Maduro was shocked that he has rights. There was a meme going around this week that said Maduro's shocked he's got rights in the U.S.
You didn't just kill me? No, we're gonna have a trial. Like, we might find out that you were actually just a slave puppet of the actual cartel, for all we know.
Because the Venezuelans didn't have any rights under him, so
yeah. But yeah, this it's international law. What international law? What courtroom is trying people for international crimes?
It's in The Hague. It's the International Criminal Court system.
Yeah, and we don't recognize it. So
Exactly.
we're not going to send our people to be tried under this, period.
Because this court system basically said that they could try all our military whenever they felt like it for whatever they felt like, wherever we were. So,
yeah. Oh, geez, could you imagine what would have happened when Obama killed an American child in a foreign nation without permission from the local government or Congress in an international court?
Nothing, because he was black.
Yeah, but there are other black people in this country running on this planet running countries too. See,
you know what I'm saying?
The special cards you have, your get out of jail free cards, don't work on a global fucking scale.
No, they sure don't.
Because once we go from the United States, you're no longer a minority if you go on a global scale. You're no longer 13% of the population. You're like 60% because Africa's a lot of African nations breed out of control. That's why you see so much poverty. There's not enough food to go around.
Oh, also their crappy governments they're all corrupt.
Yeah, Somalia
doesn't have a government.
Exactly. And don't get me wrong, there are plenty of excellent nations in Africa.
Yeah.
But Africa has been a battlefield of the West forever.
Yep.
Did everyone forget that Africa was involved in World War I and II in terms of trying to take over territory? And check this out. When the Allies won, we didn't just take over the countries like the Axis powers were. We gave them back to the people. Granted, left Chad, Sudan, Nigeria, all them crippled because of it, but all right, Brian. Anything else you want to talk about?
Let's talk about the Trump proposing the massive increase in defense spending to $1.5 trillion.
Yeah, what is it now?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I want to say 1 trillion, but I might just pull that number out of my butt.
Let me check on it.
Yeah. And it might have something to do with the United States having to defend the entire goddamn planet, you know? Like our Aussie buddy said, Australia's finally starting to start gearing up with actual equipment.
Right now we are spending $1 billion, $100 billion basically. So he wants to
whoa, $100 billion. So he wants to multiply this by like 150.
He wanted to do 1.5 trillion. We're doing 997 billion right now.
Oh, okay. So another 50% more. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. With all the shit going on in the world, I see a good reason to be ready for a conflict. And at this point, it seems like the entire world is depending for the United States to be ready for a fight because they don't want to get involved until after it's already gone down. However, I did hear something about, what was it? I want to say UK forces, but it's probably not, getting ready to go into Russia. It was one of these NATO nations. What happens in that situation? Does NATO?
Well, no, I think you're talking Greenland. Because NATO said they're going to defend Greenland.
But Greenland's not talking about sending troops into Russia, though. I do want to talk about Greenland.
Trump is talking about invading Greenland.
Yeah. Why invade Greenland?
For the rare earth.
Yeah. Greenland's not in charge. Invade the Netherlands. Take both.
Okay.
But here's the best part: is the Greenland people.
They want to be a U.S. citizen.
Well, there's like, what, 65,000 people that live there?
Yeah.
They're actually becoming upset that the Netherlands or Denmark, the same country, right?
Yep.
Okay. They're upset that Denmark is saying that no. Like, do we get a say?
No.
And it's like, and think of this. Our annual budget in the United States is insane. There's 65,000 of these people. What if we went over to Greenland and said, hey, every citizen, man, woman, and child will get $1 million if you guys become American citizens? That'll cost us like, what, is it 65 or $6.5 billion? One time. And we'll
drop in the bucket.
Yeah. This sounds like a better, just bribe them, right?
And it's not just about the resources that are available on the island. It's also its location.
You got right next to Russia, across the Arctic right there, instead of having to go through Alaska.
Right. Yep.
Everyone's all upset, and I still think it's hilarious. We're going to invade Greenland. I'm like, what, you going to send in like 5 dudes with rifles?
Yep.
Anything else in there?
No, I think that's it. Take back sharing.
Geez. What's that?
Yeah, take back sharing.
Yeah, I know. I just noticed that. Anyone who made it to the end of the show, we could use a couple bucks to pay for the show. If you can't come up with a couple bucks, just share this on some social media. Someone else, and give us a good review. Someone else might give us a listen and throw a couple bucks at us, or they'll share it out and they'll share it out. But just a couple guys drinking a bunch of beer, talking about the current news. Let's pinch this one off, Brian.
All right.